What's up, Tricology family? Welcome back to another episode of the Tricology News Talk. And today we're going to have a very special episode for y'all today. This will be the first of the very first segment of each episode. I'm planning to do this more with other guest members when I have for future episodes. But for today, for this episode, we're going to do what I call a free-for-all table discussion. So we're going to have topics that we're going to discuss on this episode. But before we get into today's topics, I want to introduce my very first three guests to my show. So we have Susana, Maggie,
Hi.
and Chanel.
What's up?
Welcome, ladies, to the show. And before we get into the topics, just gonna introduce yourselves and like what do you guys do in the if you guys in the film industry or you have any other business that you have. So Susana, you go first.
So, hi, my name is Susana. I'm from Colombia. I'm 22 years old, and well, I do makeup, and I also do wardrobe, all the art department in film. But I also like to be in the camera department. I have been in a few TV shows for sports doing camera, and that's it. That's it for me.
All right, Maggie, you go.
Hi, I'm. Did you say your last name?
No.
No.
Hi, I'm Maggie. I'm 20. I'm a production coordinator. I've also done some script supervising, some script revising and animation, and some voice work. But now I'm doing production coordinating in live action.
All right, and Chanel.
Hey, I'm Chanel, and so I'm into directing and screenwriting, and I've done some script supervision, and I like movies, and I like what I do.
All right, that's awesome. Do you ladies have any social media that you want to put out for anyone to look out for any projects or any updates you want to look out there for?
Ooh.
It could be like an Instagram. It ain't gotta be one or too many. Just like an Instagram, that'll be an easy one.
Yeah, well, people can reach me like on Facebook, Chanel Waters. That's my regular name. So
I'm on Instagram. I'm Maggie _ Italian last name. The joke is I can't write my last name in Instagram. It doesn't let you use apostrophes. So Maggie _ Italian last name. Me and a friend of mine have been working out some pilot scripts for podcasts that we want to start, but that probably wouldn't be for a very long time. I couldn't even tell you where to find updates on that. That's like it's in the very far in the future.
For me, I have makeup Instagram is Susana CR97.
Awesome. So without further ado, let's get started. So the first topic we have for today is, every one of us has our own childhood favorite shows and channels that we most likely like. But let's get into a debate, as what I call the talk back. So let's get into it. What childhood channels has the best lineup? Was it Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, or Disney Channel? I'm gonna go to start. So for me, I think it's between Cartoon Network and Disney Channel, because I feel like they had more content, shows and movie stuff that I would like than Nickelodeon. Like I still like Nickelodeon, but there were really a lot of shows that I like as much like I did for Cartoon Network and Disney Channel. So yeah, Susana,
For me, it's Cartoon Network because when I was little, I always watched these anime TV series. There were just only Cartoon Network. I don't know why, and I don't know. How do I say this? Their propaganda, their thing is to let the audience know that you watch every episode of every character, and you're like they're all together. So their commercials is with all of them together, with all the characters from all the TV series. I think that's very cool. And also because I think it was from everywhere, since like the girls and boys and everyone together. And I think in Disney Channel, for in when I was little, I don't know. I think it was just the regular princess movies, or just maybe I was more into other things than the Disney Channel.
All right. So you did mention animation for Cartoon Network because I think Cartoon Network was best for animation, just like you mentioned that one. Also, Toonami and Adult Swim. So that was another discussion. And so Maggie, what's your prediction? What's your answer?
Oh, okay. Full disclosure. When I was younger, in my house, we didn't have like cable or satellite or anything. Instead, we just had a DVD player, and so we would buy DVDs or we would get them from the library. So we didn't pick channels. We didn't watch things on channels, but we did get. I do remember being younger and getting those DVDs that were. Do you guys remember those DVDs that were like Nick Variety DVDs? Where there'd be 2 episodes from a bunch of different shows on one DVD. It'd be like 12 episodes.
And they all had different seasons and like each episodes. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember having like a DVD that's like there was some SpongeBob on it and also some Rugrats all grown up and like stuff like that. So I remember that, but also we used to get like box sets of shows from other networks though. Like I think we had a box set for Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends.
Yeah.
Like so. Yeah, I didn't have a preferred channel. I didn't have to choose. I could have them all if I just went to the library and got the DVDs.
Yeah, that was also a thing back in the day. Like some of us would buy like the DVDs or like the VHS of either certain shows, and they have like particular episodes of each season that we would like rewatch. So that was like a thing like back in the day. So Chanel, what's your pick?
Like it's pretty much same like you. Like Cartoon Network had all the best shows on it, like with cartoon wise, and also Disney as well. But just like Ed and Eddie and stuff like that, like the throwbacks are just all on there. They're classics. So it's like hands down for sure, Cartoon Network or Disney.
And also in in Colombia, I think here too, we have Blockbuster. So I think that was pretty cool when you were with your family and always like every like Friday, okay, let's go to Blockbuster. You were so excited to go and pick a movie or something.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. It was different times.
Different times.
Definitely.
Oh yeah. So that was a good thing. So let's move on to the next topic. So we had the Oscars, so it's coming up soon, and they put out the nominations. So there was some that was some movies that was in the Golden Globes, but not in the Oscars. So I did my review on that. Y'all can check it out in that video. So that was my. But let's go off with the biggest nomination, which is Best Picture. So we have Ford versus Ferrari, The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, Little Women, Marriage Story, 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Parasite. So what we're going to do is that you guys pick, think of who should win and who will actually win. Like for my pick, I pick for Joker and Parasite to actually win. Who should win? For who should win. But I think it's a split between Joker, Parasite, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and 1917. The reason I say 1917 and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood because they all won separate, different Best Picture at the Golden Globe, so they might have a slight chance of winning. So for that one, so what's your guys' prediction? Susanna, you go first.
Well, okay. I'm very surprised to see Marriage Story because it's from Netflix. So I think it's good that movies from Netflix are getting in the Best Picture category like Rome. So I think that's good. But I think the movie that's going to win is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood because it's just it's just popular, and that, or maybe the Joker, because that one too, they make this big uh, opening thing, and they made that all the advertising and stuff, and that's what makes movie like popular. So I think that's the point of the Oscars, is just that, just show the best advertising on a movie. But for me, the best of the other movies is Little Woman. I think the art in that movie is so good, and the story is it's just a classical book. So I think it works perfectly, and the cast, it was so good. They're all good actresses. So I think it was for me is the winner. But yes.
All right, Maggie, what's your prediction?
Okay. Even fuller disclosure. I have not seen any of these movies. I didn't I didn't get out to theaters a lot this year, so I have not seen any of them. I saw a little bit of The Irishman while someone else was watching it, like over their shoulder.
What you think? It was? You think it was really good? Did you think it was too long, or like what you think of the CGI of doing Robert De Niro and Al Pacino? What do you think about it?
Of what I saw, which was very little, I did think it was interesting. It was, it had that same kind of writing style, like, The Sopranos or House of Cards.
Yeah.
That kind of, like, conversational but very tight.
Yeah.
The CGI thing, the idea of, like, trying to make actors look younger with CGI.
Yeah.
I hate the idea in concept. I mean, it looks fine, but I don't like the idea of, first of all, putting CGI over an actor's face, which is the only part of them that they used for the acting.
but look, what they did with the cats, he was trying to do CGI all over the body, but not the face, and it was pretty bad. So you have to like make
also
good
that
choices.
Probably just bad in general.
Yeah.
I think that you shouldn't use CGI on people's bodies. I think that when it comes to actors, you need to use practical effects, because otherwise you're impeding their ability to act. And I think it's a little insulting to the audience to be like, we need to be so realistic and make sure they really look like they're 20 years younger or like they're a cat, because the audience won't get that they're an actor. It's like, I know who Robert De Niro is. I know that he's old. You don't have to try to trick me. I get that he's acting. I'll suspend my disbelief. Like, just put Taylor Swift in little cat ears and I'll get it. I get it.
Oh my god. So so you say you never do, but would you consider to put these in your watch list?
I mean, I did when I heard about Parasite, because I like sci-fi, so
Yeah.
I didn't want to see Parasite, and I heard that Little Woman was good. Some of these are already like on my watch list. Some of them I hadn't heard of. I had never heard of Marriage Story. I had heard of 1917 and had decided specifically not to see it because I don't like the concept. It seems like Oscar bait, which I know is what we're talking about now.
Oh yeah.
But it just seems like one of those concepts where it's like, we're just gonna do something because it is difficult and impractical, and if we can pull it off, that'll be very impressive, and we could maybe get an award for it.
Yeah. That is it. So Chanel, what's your prediction?
I'm in the same boat as like Maggie, because I didn't watch any of those films. So
what would be on your watch list if you had to choose?
I guess I'll watch Little Women because I heard it was good. And Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I probably won't. But I don't know, just because it just doesn't seem like a movie I would watch. Even though who wrote it is like a good writer. Maybe that would be the reason why I would watch it, because I'm into screenwriting.
Yeah, Quentin Tarantino wrote that.
Yeah, exactly. So, and Joker, I was never really into Joker, but they said that the cinematography was beautiful in that, so I might watch it for that reason.
They also said the original score was good.
Yeah, and I was told that like the concept of it, how they made it, incorporated like realistic, like today's problems within the movie, and how it was just like very like in a way relatable. in certain aspects would be the reason why I would watch it. But yeah, and Marriage Story I've never heard of. Don't even know what it's about. But yeah, so.
Yeah, but Marriage Story is about these two couples they have a difficult like a relationship, but they have a family that they try to work family they have to work together, but also try to react their relationship. So like it was a really good movie, and there was like the supporting actor that won an award for Golden Globe. I think it was Lauren. That was her name. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, she did really
Scarlett Johansson?
not Scarlett Johansson the one
no.
Lauren yeah
but
she did really good because she won best supporting actor in the Golden Globe, so I think she has a good chance of winning that in the Oscars. So but yeah, but for the Joker, like the reason I choose that because the way the Dark Knight has its own praise. Yeah, before and then this is another big thing for DC because they ain't had a really good like DC movie to put in best picture like the best Oscar like praise that's since the Dark Knight. And I feel like this is a big thing for the Joker.
Yeah, because it was not going well with them with the Justice League and everything.
Yeah.
But with this one, it seems like they're going well in a good direction.
Yeah. But yeah. Other than that, let's move on to the next topic. So we're gonna be the streaming wars. So we know there's a lot of streaming going on. So now we have Netflix, we have Hulu, we have Disney Plus, we have HBO Max coming up, Peacock coming up, we have Apple TV, and CBS All Access. So my question for you guys: so, are you a streaming person? Are you that person that will be cutting the cable off the cord and or you would be a TV person, or are you that person that would just like pirate to find that particular movie or episode to just do like illegal stuff to try to find without doing that pay for the scripts or stuff? So for me, I would stick with at least 2 or 3 content. So the reason I say that because I kind of break it down to what content I'm getting, what will be the price, and how many subscribers and viewers on there. Because so right now, currently I have Hulu and Disney Plus with the package deal. So I saw what they put out for HBO Max. So but I'm kind of waiting to see in the first 2 weeks about how it does. So yeah, and same thing for Peacock. They have a good content too. But again, you know what? I might get the free version before I upgrade to the premium. Apple TVs and CBS All Access, they got good stuff, but like it's really that much content that I would like. So let's say if I'm going to work or something like that, then I want to watch something new. I don't want to watch the same thing all over again. Other stuff. Yeah, Apple TV, they ain't got that much either. So yeah, they need to put more stuff on there. But other than that, to the questions, Susanna, you first. So which one you would?
Okay, so in Colombia, we have this thing that in every corner you can buy pirates movies. So I think that's pretty bad because in Colombia no one really buy just a movie like in the United States. It's just pirates movies. So since I got here in USA, I have been trying to buy subscriptions and not movies because I think that's stupid just to have a movie like a physical movie in a CD. So until now I have Netflix and Hulu with the Disney Plus thing, and I love Hulu because they have a lot of stuff. And Disney Plus, I don't know, I think they just have just the classical or like old movies, not that much, because maybe they're working on it because it's just new.
It just came out good, but they getting there. They putting out a lot of original stuff. Yes,
but until now my favorite of those is Hulu, and Netflix is trying to catch up with them because they know they're going down. So yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, Netflix just did a partnership with Nickelodeon, so we expected more Nickelodeon stuff down there. Yeah. So Maggie, what's your?
Okay, hold on. Let me just adjust my eye patch. Hold on. Let me sheath my sword here. Okay. When I think that too many like large businesses are diluting streaming services so much. Like, it was one thing when it was like you had Netflix was the big one, and then you had like Hulu for things that were coming out now. You had Netflix for big things you wanted to see long term, and then Hulu for things that were coming out currently, and that was it. And that worked fine. But if every company has a streaming service for their own content, then you're basically back to just buying cable packages, except for a cable package that only has stuff produced by one company, exactly. So a bad cable package. So yeah, I don't like that. I think that it's part of like the larger monopolization of the entertainment industry by a couple of large companies, especially Disney. What Disney did with their streaming service I thought was very sneaky, which is that they spent a long period of time acquiring a lot of different media. Like they bought up Marvel and they bought up Fox, and by the time they were launching the streaming service, it wasn't just, oh, you buy this if you want to see the Disney movies, you also buy this if you want to see all of the Marvel movies, and you buy this if you want to see like all the Simpsons and stuff like that. That feels more like piratey to me than pirating media. It's like they're the scallywags. Yeah, I feel like if it's a big company like Disney, especially since the way their movies come out now, they're always like all-star casts and stuff. Like even the animated ones, the voice actors are always really well-known voice actors who like make a lot of money and a lot of royalties off of the movies. Do you want to hold for?
Yeah, just keep going. Yeah.
Okay. I think that it is completely ethical to pirate media from those large companies because the people who would need to make money off of those things don't make royalties. Like animators don't make royalties, and so, like if animators did make royalties, I would buy Disney movies because those animators are underpaid and not treated very well and very underappreciated. But since they don't, what's the point? I mean, I like India Menzel, but she doesn't need my $4.
Just for good time.
Yeah. I do have a subscription to I mean, I have Netflix and Hulu, but they're family accounts. I don't pay for them, and when they expire, I will not need them anymore. But I am subscribed to I do pay for Dropout, which is the college humor streaming service. I like it because it's all content made specific. It's not content that they bought. It's all content specifically made by this small group of producers. And I know that company just recently, they lost their sponsors. And so they went under, and like everyone who was making that content got laid off. But the streaming service is still up. And right now their CEO is trying to, scramble to save the company, and I don't know how that's going to work out, but I'm still subscribed. They've got a lot of stuff on there. I like that because it doesn't feel like a service that's trying to appeal to as many people as possible. It's trying to get as much content as possible. It feels like a very niche thing, and I like that. I am willing to pay like $5 a month for a very specific set of content that only appeals to like me and maybe 4 other people. I know that's not a great business model, which is probably why things worked out the way they did for that company. But I'm going to keep the subscription for as long as I can.
Okay. It's a good thing you mentioned about that because, Netflix currently has, they have 2 different, I think the basic one is like $6. The standard one is $12, and then like the premium is like $15. And like same thing for Hulu, you have like the ads version, you have the ads free version, like, and then for Disney Plus, so like if you get this Disney by itself, it's like $7, and if you get like the package deal with Hulu and ESPN Plus, that's $12. $12 there. And like HBO Max, which is the most expensive one, is $15 because they're gonna have a lot of stuff on there, and I feel like that would be the biggest competition towards Netflix because Netflix has a lot of stuff on there, especially when they just did a partnership with Nickelodeon, and then other than that, but like Apple TV really doesn't have that much on there, and like Peacock, yeah, they got a lot of stuff from NBC. They have Universal Animation, Illumination, DreamWorks Animation, Focus Feature, and Stars and Lionsgate. Yeah, so they should be fine with that. They could be in the same passes level with Disney Plus. CBS SS, not really that much. It's really focused on the TV shows that have CBS on SS that you don't get on live TV and like all this stuff. So yeah, but other than that, Chanel, what's your prediction? What's your thoughts on it?
Well, I watch Netflix and Hulu. Don't have Disney Plus, but I got family who have Disney Plus, so I guess I watch Disney Plus. And yeah, I just stick with those. I feel like Netflix is more movies. They do have TV shows, and like Hulu is like, I feel like their game on the like TV shows is way up than Netflix's.
Yeah.
And so that's why. So when I go to Netflix, I watch movies. I go to Hulu, I watch TV shows. And so all the other stuff like HBO and all that, I don't have that, or Showtime, Stars. Don't have that, but I have like DirecTV, so I can kind of branch out and watch other things that might be on Stars and all that. So, yeah.
Okay, so well, my other question is, what do you think will be the future of cable and streaming? But the reason I ask the question is because back in the day, if you want to watch something, like you had to put something on record, and like you didn't have to do, you had to watch it at home. But right now, with the streaming service, like you can watch all the shows and movies and stuff you want, like anywhere you want. Mm-hmm. And then, like when I mentioned the cable cutters, there's people like that have the time. They don't have time to watch TV cable and stuff, so that's why they have the streaming service there. That's why they have the cutters, or maybe though, like I mentioned, the pirate person. But when you talk about cable, there are some things you watch on cable, but you can't get on streaming service, like the actual live TV, like the news, the sports, and like all that other stuff, and like other stuff. So, what do you think it will be? What do you guys think it will be the future of that?
Well, I think like for my parents, it's just a normal thing to wake up in the morning and watch the news and stuff. So I think that's going to be there always, because you have to have the news of the day, and that's like for everyone. So I think they're going to stay, but maybe they're going to change the way they do stuff. So I don't know what's going to happen, but yeah, the streaming thing is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. But cable has to do something about what they're going to do to get more popularity with the new generations.
Yeah. So
I feel like you don't really necessarily have to have cable to watch the news.
No, I know, but like for old people, I think they're the
yeah, but like even when like I would go to other people's houses, they didn't have cable. That's all that was on. It was the news and like some other show that reruns of just whatever, like CSI or something like that. So I feel like the news will like always be there. So it's like if you don't want to pay for cable, but you just want the news, then you'll be all right. But if you want like TV shows and all that, and movies, then you have to either like do streaming or get cable. So
yeah, I don't have cable.
So Maggie,
I mean. Yeah, I also don't have cable. I don't know anyone who has cable. But I do know that our cable providers are also our internet providers. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
sometimes.
So that certain ones have internet access. Yeah.
Spectrum.
Yeah. So I think that, and I mean, I'm not seeing any like billboards for like buy cable packages. So I think that like companies like Comcast and stuff has pretty much moved their focused over the things like trying to end net neutrality, and like that's their new point of profit, is to try to sell different levels of internet, which I also don't like. But yeah, I don't know how it's going to shake out. I don't know what the future of that is going to be. I hope very much that that we get to keep net neutrality and that services can't like sell internet packages the way they used to sell cable packages. I don't know. I don't know where we're going with the streaming wars versus every other way there is to give media. I know what I want it to shake out. Like people just get so tired of it that we all just collectively stop paying for media, and that we all lobby to keep net neutrality. I want it to work out like that. I want all those businesses to be broken up so they're a little smaller, so they're not like we're a company that owns like your internet and also The Simpsons and National Geographic and Marvel and every movie ever.
Yes, because the thing is, you buy Netflix because you want to watch whatever you want and whatever you want to watch it. But the thing is, when you open Netflix, you just keeps wondering what you want to watch, and you are like 1 hour later you're still looking for something. So it's the same thing. You're just waiting.
I remember like when Netflix was starting up, it was like the most annoying thing for me was that they would take forever to get shows on. Or they'll take them off when I go look for one. And I'm just like, man, like, why are you taking these shows off? Or why you haven't had this show in a while? And so that's why I feel like other people have opened up other streaming services. Because it's like, okay, well, we're partnering with this and we have that. And so it's like, you're in a situation where, okay, I want to watch this movie. Netflix doesn't have it. But this other streaming service has it. So I'm going to sign up for that just so I can watch that. So that's literally like the predicament I feel like everyone is in. It's like if the one streaming service you have doesn't have all that you want to see, you'll end up building up more and more with like streaming services.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that because with Disney Plus they have all the 30 seasons of The Simpsons, and now with HBO Max coming up, they have gained rights to all the seasons of Friends, and now Netflix has got a deal with Seinfeld, and then like. The Peacock got a deal with The Office. They're like, it's like one of those popular shows based on the network that had produced the show, and they want to try to get the rights back, back for Netflix. Hey, you had this for a long time, but now we doing our streaming show. We want our rights back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then even if you have cable, you kind of run into like, okay, I have cable and I have Netflix. If it's not Netflix, let me go on cable, like let me go on demand or something. But then you go on demand and they don't have all the episodes. So then you have to go find another streaming service that has what it is that you were looking for originally. So it's like you get like the runaround and you end up with just a whole bunch of streaming services.
All right. So moving on to the next topic. The 2020 movies to look out for. We have a lot. There's a lot of movies going, but I was just going to put out the main ones. So we have Black Widow and The Eternals. That's the first two movies for starting off with Phase 4. And then we have Birds of Prey and Wonder Woman, the first two for DC. A Quiet Place 2. Christopher Nolan's new movie Tent. Fast and Furious 9. Mulan, the next 007 movie, No Time to Die, which I think this will be Daniel Craig's final appearance as James Bond, and we could be getting a female 007 to take over. It's not as good, but she's in the movie. We'll just have to see how that goes. And then also you have two new movies from Pixar, Soul and Artwood. So, what do you guys looking out for, and what's one you guys most likely wanted to see?
Well, Black Widow, I don't know about that one. I don't know if it's like just like Thor Ragnarok. I think it seems like it's going to be a little bit funny, but not because she's not like that. But the bad guy is like that. I don't know about that one. But the Birds of Prey, I'm hoping that it's going to be good. I don't know why everyone is giving that movie like a bad opinions, but I don't know. I wonder if it's going to be good.
The reason most people, because I had this talk with one of my best friends about this movie, because they think the movie is too feminist, and like the villain of the movie, Edward who playing Batman, like his character is gay just because of the diversity that we have going on in Hollywood right now. So they kind of changing up and so, but some people have their own feelings, but I'm still looking out for it because I love Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn. She was one of the best things of Suicide Squad and like other stuff. So they introducing like all these new characters into the DC extended universe and stuff. We will see for that. This is another edition. But yeah, other than that, but that's my opinion about Birds of Prey. Yeah.
Well, I didn't know that, but yes. For A Quiet Place, 2. I don't know what else do they want with that? It's what else is going to add to that movie? It's just yes, I know the thing is they have to be in silence and yes, okay, that's a good idea for a horror movie, but what else is going to be there for a storyline?
I mean, the first one was really great. Like, they had a really good concept. Like this family, like a post-apocalyptic, like you see all these monsters on there, and like you can't say a word because you know like they'll come and like that was a really good concept. But I'm looking forward to the second one, even though that the father. Even though spoiler alert, it's on y'all if y'all ain't never seen it yet. So, but other ways, even though he's died, but I'm glad he's back to directing the sequel, which is good. But there's another male character that's going to be joining up with the family. If you haven't seen the trailer to that, but I wanted to see how his personality towards it. Like, is he really going to help the family, or like he's going to be the one that's like. You can't trust, but like we'll see when it comes out in March 20th. So
yeah, for Fast and Furious, I don't have words for that. It just why they keep doing that. Fast and Furious, it's just it's enough. It's enough. No more, please.
I think ever since the Fast 5 had like the biggest praise, which is the best one in the series, I felt like the more praise, the more money we get. Like we're gonna keep going into but. Vin Diesel did put out that when they made the 10th one, this is the very last one. No more. This is like the end of a subset.
They always say that. But.
Yeah.
For Mulan, well, I think. Well, I don't know. I have to say it to say something because I don't know what they're going to do. It's Disney, so
I have my own opinions on Mulan because they have no song. There's no Mushu on there. And if you see by the trailers, Mulan does not cut her hair. Like, come on. Like, I get it. Like, when Disney make all these remakes, like, they want to, like, change certain things, but, like, from the animated classes. But, like, there are a few ones that, like, do shot for shot, but you want to put new stuff on there. And then there are stuff like, you change it. I'm like, why are you doing that? Like, I mean, but yeah, other than continue, Susan. Yeah.
And the last one is Onward. I think
one with Tom Holland and Chris.
I'm very excited
Pratt.
for that one. I don't know why the trailer looks so good. I don't know.
I think that would be a good one because I like the chemistry between Tom Holland and Chris Pratt when they was on screen together in Infinity War. I was like, let's get those two together in a movie. So we got that for Onward. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's it.
Maggie.
Oh, excellent. Thank you. I had heard of Birds of Prey, and I can't remember exactly, but is Poison Ivy in Birds of Prey?
No.
How dare they?
No. The only people that are on the team is Harley Quinn.
Okay, Harley Quinn. I know Black Canary.
Yeah, Black Canary.
Yeah.
Yeah. The police detective. I forgot her name. There's another Batgirl that was supposed to be in it, but they don't kind of like introduce her as Batwoman. They kind of introduce her like this street girl that Black Mass is after. So they kind of will explain that when they do more movies about it. But yeah, that's what I know. That's on the team. But they did say. That Poison Ivy will be in the next Birds of Prey movie, so they got that on their plan for the only thing is that they're trying to find the actress to play for, but most of the rumor I see going on, they pay so far. They pay Rihanna for
Rihanna.
but it's not confirmed. But that was just the rumors that I heard. Nothing's set in stone yet.
I love that. Rihanna. I know Rihanna's like more of a singer, but actually, I saw her in Ocean's 8, and she was great on screen. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Birds of Prey. I wasn't planning on seeing it, but one of my brothers very much wants to see it, so I'll probably see it with him. And I've been hearing good things about it.
I mentioned, this will be the first rated R DC in the extended universe. This will be the first rated R. Yeah.
Oh, maybe I shouldn't take my little brother to see it.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So it's got some of my favorite comic book characters in it. I like Harley Quinn. I know she was originally a TV character, but I like her comics. I like Black Canary. I like Batgirl. I can wait for Poison Ivy. I can wait for her. Wonder Woman 2, I'm very excited for because I loved the first Wonder Woman. I was shocked, like, sitting in the theater watching it because, like, you remember, like, before Wonder Woman, it was just all the Batman, Superman movies.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, wait a minute, this movie's good. I'm interested in what's happening on screen. What? Yeah, I loved Wonder Woman. Can't wait for Wonder Woman 2. Have you guys seen the posters for Wonder Woman 2?
Oh, yeah.
She's wearing gold armor with, like, this rainbow background.
Yes.
I have no idea what it has to do with the story, but it looks so cool.
But yeah, for Wonder Woman, it kind of had, like, when they released the first trailer, it kind of had that Stranger Things vibe because it was like in this it's set in the 70s. I think it was in the 70s or 80s.
70s?
Yeah, I think it was the 80s.
80s?
Well, yeah, Stranger Things was in the 80s, right?
No, was it the 80s? Yeah, it was the 80s. And I think was season 2 the 90s?
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, it was specifically in the 80s. Yeah.
All right. And also Mulan. You guys know how I feel about Mulan.
Yeah.
I don't like live action Disney remakes. I don't like them by concept. I don't like the idea of like, here's a movie that was very well suited for animation. Now let's make it again, but more expensive. I do like the idea of. I think that if you're gonna do that, if you're gonna translate animation to live action, it should be with something that was more of an action movie like Mulan.
Yeah. That
is about people, as opposed to something like Lion King, where it's about animals, or Beauty and the Beast, where you've got these like talking teacups. Like obviously, those are meant to be animated films.
Yeah.
But with something like Mulan, it's like, oh, it's people doing stunts on horses. Like, yeah, I can picture that in live action. And if you're gonna adapt it to live action, make it more grounded. Like, yeah, you might as well get rid of the songs and Eddie Murphy. I'm sorry, Eddie, but you don't need to be there.
Right. So Chanel, what's your the predictions? What are your?
Well, I'm only talking about two: Mulan and Fast Furious. So Fast Furious, we go way back. So I don't know why they're trying to make another one. Like 9, 10. It's just like after Paul Walker died, it's like, okay, that's it. Let us remember it how it is. Let that be the end, period. Like, that's it. That's how we should have remembered it. It's like, if you don't have him, he was like the main person. Like, if you don't have him, then it's just like, it's not really Fast Furious anymore. It's just not the same. So, Hobbs and Shaw was good. That should have been it. That's it. Nothing else. And, which is surprising because I think he brought it on Van Diesel. He didn't even like the idea of Hobbs and Shaw. He's like, no, like, it needs to be the end, like what we already made. So that's a surprise to me to hear that he would even want to do a 9 or even a 10. So, but yeah, that's that. And Mulan, as soon as I saw the trailer, I'm like, first of all, I don't know if I'm correct on this, but I think they added something. Like, I don't know if she has a sister. And I saw that in the trailer. I was like,
she had 2 sisters.
She was the only child.
She had 2 sisters in the trailer. In the second trailer, if you didn't catch that.
Well, what's wrong with that? Because
it's not Mulan, bro. Like,
it's not the Disney Mulan, but Disney's movie Mulan was not the first time the story of Mulan had been told. It was an actual Chinese folklore.
Well, obviously, if you see Mulan, you have a certain expectancy as to what you see. For example, Lion King. if you change everything in there, then people are gonna think a certain way. Like if you coming in knowing that it has the same title of what you originally seen, not live action, then you like going in there knowing what you're gonna see, but seeing it live action. That should be like the main and only difference. Unless you want to make something a little different from that, change the title.
Yeah,
like that's all you have to do.
That's not a bad idea. Just have it be a different title. Lion King is actually a pretty good example though, because Lion King is Hamlet.
Mm-hmm.
So like you wouldn't get mad if like Disney made another Hamlet. Be like, where are the lions? Like no, it's just Hamlet. The lions were a creative choice.
Yeah. So that's like the same thing. For example, we talked about Avatar: The Last Airbender. They changed so much stuff. They changed his name. They changed like just everything. That was just that movie was that wasn't good. But it's like when you go in there and it has that title, you have an expectancy.
Yeah.
But I'll watch it maybe one day. And
One day.
probably not when I won't spend money on it. Probably not, but
Probably not on the first weekend or so. Yeah.
Probably after it comes out in the movie theater, I'll watch it and it's streaming. Maybe, but yeah, we'll see. I guess.
Yeah, moving on back to the next one. All right, next topic. Should independent and indies short and feature films should get their own Oscars type big awards? I say yes because like in the industry that we live in right now, most awards and festival categories, like you see that for big Hollywood type of movies, but like not many indies and independent film get awarded or so. But like we do put stuff on IDBB and then we send it out to like certain festivals that we on there. But like I think we should get our own like Oscar type awards so that way like we can get more noticeable than like just like in the Hollywood, like for example, in the Oscars they have like best short film category, but like we don't know like where they get these stuff from, but like that's just a thing, and like we need more of that. Like we need to get more like for best picture, we need more cinematography. Like we need more of that because like well we had one in Miami. And like this big production company, and like they put all the awards together, and it was like, oh, let's we'll submit it to the festival. It's not really gonna be a festival, but it's really gonna be like a big awards. I was like, we were so stoked about it, and then like when they did the actual award show, they gave them an actual trophy, and like instead of just like on a piece of paper like best actor and stuff like that, they gave out an actual award. So that got me thinking like we should get more, so that way we can get more recognized in the film industry, and I feel like this should go on into the future. This is the case like you might never know like we get into like these big Hollywood stuff, but like for example, I was graceful and awesome to be on Bad Boys for Life as a set PA, but like it's gonna take a while for me to be like a big producer. So right now I'm just producing like short and indie and independent films because that's what I do, and people notice me for that. But other than that, I think people get more recognized when they do more indie and independent stuff, not just put it on IDB like, oh, this is there, we did that, or like festivals. So we need more big award shows that we get more recognized. So Susanna, what you think about that?
Well, I think there is a lot of those for indie films. It's just like they don't have that promotion because the Oscar is just all for the money. So I think that's just for the rich people to show what they do. But for real, we have a lot of these shows. Just they're like in every city, like in Orlando, there are a lot of those that you can upload your short film, or you can upload your short film in Cannes. That's a good one too. There is a lot of options. The thing is that to be big as the Oscar, there needs to be a lot of money, and the indie movies don't have money for that. So
Yeah.
I think there is no point to trying to do that, because the point to do the Oscar is just for maybe just for to feel good about themselves, because if you have an Oscar, okay, it's good, but it's just for a commercials movie. That is not like as good as like um um I'm sorry, like I have one have win one of those in the indies. Sorry, I'm like thinking and thinking and thinking in just like your town, like premiation. Like we have this one in Orlando. It's called Buhaha or something.
Yeah, I heard that one. Yeah.
That's a good one. So there are a lot, and like in the whole year, not just one. So they need more promotion, but that's the thing. It's not possible to do something as big as the Oscar because they need money, and well, we like the people don't they're not gonna to put money on those things because people don't know about it. The regular people don't know about these big things. They just know about the Oscar. So I think it's no point. It's just I don't know. It's just that even regular people don't watch the Oscar. They just don't care anymore. I think that's they just like, okay, so what's the new in the Oscar is going to be against the feminists or against the black people. So so
Yeah, it's diversity. Yeah, I know. I understand what you're. Yeah, that's how it is right now in the future. But so that based on everything you just mentioned. But do you think we should have one in the future and have like everyone just like, oh, let's put together even though we don't have no money, we don't have no money at all.
But they are.
Some independent filmmakers have money.
Yeah, some do.
So
Some do.
They choose
But,
to
yeah.
be independent. So,
Yeah.
like they don't want to do stuff. They choose to be independent.
Yeah,
They have
so
money.
yeah, of course. Some have their own opinions, like, oh, I'm gonna be in this ad program, I'm gonna do non-union stuff. But the question is that should we all band together and like just try to put money together so that way we can have our own award shows that's dedicated to us, so that way we don't have to focus on like getting big like in the Oscars, because like most people, and it's not an age thing, but like but we had to wait till like when you're 30 or 40 to get to the big time of like with your Oscars, and you don't have to wait there. You could just like have your Oscars here, and then like you could have your own big award like in your 20s or your 30s or stuff like that.
I agree with Susanna, which what I think you were saying, which is that I think that at the core, an awards show is kind of a display of wealth, and it's kind of a very innately, for lack of a better word, inbred kind of thing, where it's like this. I mean, the Academy, I don't like the idea of there being a film academy. The idea of there being this group of people who specifically get to judge an award film. I think that when it comes to art like film, that it should speak for itself, and that we shouldn't need to like get together at the end of the year and be like, okay, who did it best? But also, the question of who did it best is going to be restricted to a very small number of people who coincidentally are going to be mostly white guys. You know, through by no planning of ours, just by sheer coincidence. And I don't think the question should be, well, should there be a better like one for smaller movies that has a wider scope? I don't think that there should be one, period. I think that it's not like I think it's different for things like live theater. I like the idea of the Tonys as opposed to the Oscars, because the Tonys are, first of all, like there's a lot less live theater than there are like movies. Well, no, that's not true. There's a lot of independent live theater. There aren't a lot of Broadway shows.
Yeah.
There aren't a lot of Broadway shows, and I guess maybe sorry, I lost my train of thought. Let me start that again.
You mentioned Broadway.
Yeah, so the Tonys as opposed to the Oscars, I mean, the Tonys are, you actually have live performances of the shows that are being judged in the Tonys.
Yeah.
But in the Oscars, you show clips from the movies, but that doesn't give you any kind of indication of what that movie was like. You haven't seen that movie.
No.
Whereas if you see like a whole show-stopping number from a musical, you can see how good it was. So that's why I personally try to watch the Tonys and not the Oscars, because in the Tonys I feel like I'm like actually seeing these musicals a little bit and getting to an idea of what they were like, as opposed to the Oscars where I feel like I'm just getting like a small group of people's opinion on a small group of movies.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think we need more better Oscars. I think we need none Oscars.
Just something different.
Yeah, when you mentioned the Tonys, what about the Emmys as well?
I know nothing of the Emmys. I've never seen them.
Emmy is more based like when you do like documentaries, like a documentary TV movie.
Mm-hmm.
So like anyone could do like a documentary. You just had to put it on paper. What you're gonna talk about, what you're gonna film, and like other stuff. So that's basically Emmy is just more like a documentary type TV series, like news station for Emmys. Yeah. But yeah, Chanel, what's your think about it? What's your point on that? Should independent indie short films they should get their own Oscar awards?
Yeah, I feel like they should get their own award show, of course, and I guess get what's due to them. I'm pretty sure that they get awards and stuff like that, but they should have like their own specific show. Because they put in the work, and even though they're not like going to the Oscars, and like you guys are already saying, like the people who choose to win, it's like based on their opinion. Like you could literally have a film that did really great, and they still don't choose it, and it's like, okay, it just doesn't make any sense. So you can just tell that it's based on how they feel and what they enjoyed watching. So it's skewed opinions, and it's not a lot of times fair. Like that reminds me of I don't know if I'm right, but I think Will Smith was in a movie, and they said I forgot what movie it was, but he did really good. Like his acting was really good.
And was it Ali or Pursuit of Happiness?
I don't know. No, it wasn't Pursuit of Happiness. It was something else. It was something not recent, but probably in the last 2 or 3 years he did something. And then, like, his wife, like, Jada, was like, okay, we're going to have our own award show because we're tired of them not, choosing specific certain people, to win awards. Yeah. So that's how that came about. So you already know that their opinions and it's into it, which determines, like, who wins and stuff like that. So.
Yeah. The reason we go on this topic because the Oscars, like, they pick what they think is really best. Mm-hmm. But like if we decide to do it like for indies and short film, like we won't like judge what this could be like a free for all where you just like turn in your independent. Mm-hmm. Some might have the instructions of how long it should be or like what should be on there, but like other than that, but like we should not judge about what should be on there. Let's be a free for all, and then we just put it in category which is great, so that way it won't be left out. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And I feel like also like other departments should be like get awards too. At this like award show, like just the small roles that play in film. I don't really have like a specific award category.
Like best script supervisor.
Maybe I don't know. There's other like roles too that can be mentioned as well. So I feel like each person that's like working on a film, their role is like very important, no matter how little it is. Because, for example, got the janitor or whoever cleaning up the place. They don't clean it up, everybody's screwed. So it's like every little job is important. So
I would be up for a restructuring of the Oscars where we got rid of Best Picture and all the actor awards, and left just the technical awards, and added in like stuff like this like movie with least continuity errors, like movie with cleanest studio, like things that are actually not subjective that could be analyzed. I'd be down for that. Also, it'd get rid of all those jokes every year at the Oscars, like technical Oscars. We don't get it. Like you could get it if you just aired them. If we like paid attention to them, we could get it.
And they should have like separate award categories, like best female cinematographer, best female director. Like you should also like branch out into that, because we already know this industry is like male dominated. Like, it's already set up that way. So I feel like having a certain section for females specifically would be really good. So.
It definitely helped get... I was trying to think of how to make the turn of phrase, get your foot in the door, plural. And the words that came up in my head were get your feet in there, which sounds bad. But you get the idea.
What is that? Get your foot in the door, or get your feet in there. Which one?
No, it's how do you get your foot in the door, but for many people. So get many women's feet in there.
Or just like your hands dirty, or just like try to get something. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's funny. That's hilarious. It's either that or just mix, like have more women in the categories, like. If you don't want to separate them like male, female, whatever, just throw more women in there. Because, like, not a lot of women, really any, get nominated for anything.
Yeah,
so.
There's, I didn't notice this until a couple weeks into pre-production, but the pre-production crew, out of all of us, I know there aren't a lot of us, but the three of us, like the three women at this table, we were the only women on the pre-production crew. Mm-hmm. And there weren't any others, like, in Los Angeles in pre-production. It was just me.
Yeah.
Now we've got Candace on the crew.
Yes.
But that's it. Everyone
Tommy.
else. Yeah. Tommy? Oh, right. Tommy. She's also on the crew. Okay, so we have Tommy, Candace, and then the three of us, and we're the women on the crew.
Yes, we are. That's what I thought too when we first came. I was like, it's like three of us? Okay.
Yes, in Full Sail Naval School, there was no woman. It was in my class. It was just me and other 2 girls, and the rest it was just guys.
Mm-hmm.
Were there any movies that you guys saw or heard of this year that were like directed or written by women that you were surprised didn't get Oscar nominations?
I think it was more. I think because they split it up. It was like.
I just saw one. It was something. It was a romantic one.
I know Queen and Slim had a female director.
Really?
Yeah, they had a female director. Yeah.
Letters for the Boys That I Like, something like that. It's a movie that I saw.
The what?
Letters for Boys That I Love or that I Like.
Oh, To All the Boys I Loved Before.
Yeah, that's a woman that is directing that one. Yeah.
Did that come out in 2019?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, it is.
Yes. I saw a list recently of like a bunch of movies that were considered to be up for Oscar nominations that didn't get it by women that people were surprised by. I wish I could find it now.
Yeah, those are the ones that probably were snubbed from the Oscars. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they made like a joke. Remember I told you they made a joke of like, oh, there weren't any female nominees, but we're gonna work on trying to hire more from now on, like to direct stuff. I was like, yeah,
because you mentioned like in the Oscars Commission, there was not many female in the committee, but I know Idris Elba's daughter is in the committee. Yeah.
The committee?
Yeah.
Like the committee for. Sorry, I missed what you just said.
Yeah, the committee of like for the Oscars. Yeah.
The Academy?
Yeah, for the Academy. Yeah.
Idris Elba's daughter's in the Academy?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Because I saw her like last year when she was had the Oscar trophy in her hand, because and Idris Elba was on stage and he mentioned like, oh, I'm proud of my daughter for being on the committee of the academies. So, like she was like doing like a little indie like stuff work before she got up on there. Yeah. And I think they could use more females on there because I think they have a lot of males on the committee. Yeah.
I know that. Well, this isn't a movie, but it's like a TV series, but like a limited TV series. Now They See Us. That was directed by a female.
Was that in the Emmys?
Yes.
I think that was in the Golden Globes, maybe, if I remember correctly.
I know they were nominated for an Emmy.
But yeah, other than that, last topic for today. So, why don't we get more original films instead of sequels and remakes and reboots? The reason I think is because, like, if you make one good movie and you see it makes a lot of money and all this stuff, oh, let's make more sequels. Let's give it a go. If the sequels don't work out, let's just make a reboot so that we can just fix up some stuff and then like just let's have the same story, but let's just fix up some stuff and then like make it more successful. Like for mention, like the Fast and the Furious, like the first one was good, like the second one was great, but not many people liked the third one, and they did it again for the fourth. Nobody liked the fourth one, and then all of a sudden everybody liked 5. So that let's keep on going with 6, 7, 8, and spin-offs and more and all that other stuff like for franchises as well. But other than that, as far as other like reboots and stuff, like they trying to reboot like all these classics and stuff, just like for this new generation of people. And I was like, oh, we already saw this. I'm like, is this gonna be new, or you just like changing stuff for like are you doing this like this for the money, or because y'all got run out of ideas of what y'all want to do? Like, come on. Like for example, Disney, like we just talked about for the live action. Oh, let's do a live action remake of Mulan. Let's do a live action for Beauty and the Beast, because we're running out of ideas. But the only division that is making originals are the animated studios and Pixar. Those are the only ones that are making new stuff and new good creations. So like, independent filming. Yeah, they have a short festivals too, and you see that attached to like the other Pixar films. But yeah, other than that, the reason why we seeing sequels and remakes and reboots, I think because it's like to get more money and cash grabs. So Susanna, what you think?
Well, we all know that the movies are about a structure, so we all know the hero's journey and everything, and I'm agree with that. It's normal to see this kind of structure in every movie, but yes, they're just reusing like characters and movies and just the whole movie, but with a different name. I think it's just it's just crazy, but I also think for other part, I know that I have talked with you guys about the new Dracula TV series in Netflix, but oh my god, it's so good and it's so different than I expect, because I'm going to say an spoiler, but it's like Dracula. The first 2 episodes is just regular Dracula, but with different storyline, and then suddenly he's in the future, like in this future, and I was like, what the fuck is going on here? And it's so different and it's funny, so I think it's a good idea to do remakes and everything, but you have to be careful with that, because most people get mad with this stuff because they like the original stuff, so you have to like make sure that you do a good job with that. So that's it.
Maggie, what's your opinion?
I think that it's giving. Sorry, bad audio. I think that it's giving film companies too much credit to say they're running out of ideas. Like there is no scarcity of ideas. You just walk into any Starbucks in LA and ask every person with a laptop to email you their fully finished screenplay. You will have 15 completely fleshed out original ideas for movies. Like, it's not hard to find new ideas. Lots of people have them and are ready to sell them at any point. The benefit to remaking things that you've already made is, other than in the case of Disney, other than keeping things from falling into the public domain, which I know is one of the main goals of Disney, is to latch on to the things that they've already acquired and to keep owning them for as long as possible. But it also means that you already have like 15 years of advertisement in the can for that movie.
Yeah.
You don't. We already know about Mulan. We saw Mulan, and so every moment from the first time you saw Mulan to when the second new Mulan comes out was advertisement for the second Mulan. And making another movie that you've made before, but this time more expensive, is a huge display of wealth, which is a huge part of movie culture now. I know that's 3 kind of disconnected ideas going in different directions, but there's lots of reasons. It makes sense to just keep making the same movies again and again if you can just spend more money than you did last time and make more of a profit. Like, why would you bother going out and paying $5 for a new script? I say $5. I'm pretty sure I could buy a screenplay off someone in a Starbucks for $5. Why do that when you can just use something you already have that people already want and you already have a following for and a fan base for? And even if, like you said, people get upset the way that you did it, that's still good for you, because if people are still talking about it, if people go to see something because they want to see how bad it was or what you did wrong, you still benefit from it. You benefit from people tweeting about how much they hated your movie, because now that's also free advertisement for your movie. So there's just so many reasons why it makes sense for the company. I don't like it from the perspective of somebody who works in that industry. I don't think that it's... I think it's so far separated from the idea of art, and I don't like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chanel, what's your opinion?
I still feel like they scramble for ideas. Yeah, there's a lot of people who have ideas, but thing is, ideas that work. That's the difference. Like, you can have anybody have an idea, but you have to. There's certain things that your idea needs to come to in order for it to be a story that can be made, like a film that can be made. So I feel like they run out of ideas that work for people and that they think people want to see. And so yeah, they're just going back to the stuff that's already been made. Like, oh yeah, let's just make this live action, because people already know it, and it's easy. We don't really have to do a whole lot, and just why not? Let's make it more modern for the new generation to see. But yeah, I still feel like they're just scrambling for ideas, and they're just, you could tell some of the movies that's just coming out, it's like, I would not want to see that. No, nah. Especially when they did live action Dora. As soon as I saw that, I'm like, that's how I knew. I'm like, bruh, they are struggling. Like, you can see, okay, what are you doing?
When I saw Dora, but when I saw it in the theaters, I was like, there was some parts, there were some changes I did not like, but they still kind of do good, but for the changes, no. You gotta stay with if you stay with the like in the animated version, you were good, but you changed up Diego. Why did you do that?
First of all, how do you? From what I heard is that they're still Dora's still talking to the audience. That's weird. It breaks you out of the movie. It's like, what? That's just nah.
I gotta put this out there because we mentioned. I specifically talked about how College Humor recently went under.
Yeah.
The movie Dora, and I have no idea what production company came out with live action Dora. Do you know off the top of your head?
It's not the Lost Gold. Yeah, it's not that one. Yeah.
I don't know. It's not the. I don't know how they got away with this, but it's 100% based off of the original Dora live-action College Humor trailer. And that trailer was a satire of when all these gritty live-action reboots first started coming out. They made this fake trailer for a live-action movie, Dora, and was like, isn't this ridiculous? Isn't this where we're going? Like, all these live-action reboots? Why don't you reboot Dora and make it live-action and edgy? And that went viral. It went viral, and a lot of people saw it. And now, a couple of years later, that movie actually got made. And I don't know how you get away with that. Because anyone who's seen that original video and also saw the trailer for the live-action Dora knows that it's the same thing.
Wow.
It's like when you make all these like reboots or like certain sequels or like something that books are like, oh, let's get the creator's idea and let's put it in perspective. Can we do this live action? If you get permission, then you got the money. Let's put it out there for the to show to the whole world. But like for the Lost City of Gold, like I mentioned, like the movie did really good. I was surprised it got a good review in Rotten Tomatoes, but still there were some changes I did not like that they should went up in the animation. If they would have got off that, I would have been fine. I would have had no distrust about that movie. It would have been straight good review about that movie.
What was it about Diego that ruffled your feathers?
I mean, he's not like the you know how he was charismatic like in the series, but like in the live action movie he was like, I'm like,
Did you say charismatic?
Yeah, it's like so, like kind of like with Dora, like they have there, but like for Diego, he's like, he still don't remember like they grown up now, like they're not little kids like they were in the animation, but now they growing up, they're like teenagers. It's like and when in the scene where Dora said, "Hey Diego, you changed," I'm like. You still are the kid as I remember. Yeah. I was like, what? And like, he had a new haircut. I'm like, nah, I didn't like that at all.
You didn't like his new haircut?
I was like, what? Come on, man. You should have like, just like any animation. Like, what's
like in the animation?
Yeah, like, what's going on here? But yeah, back with the other discussion, he was talking about Chanel, but there was one original film. I don't know if you got it. Jordan Peele's Us. Mm-hmm. They say that was when it came out in theaters and it made a lot of money. They said this is the first film that is not a sequel, that is not a remake or not a reboot. That a very first original film in a long time to have a good success and a lot of #1 in the box office. Yeah.
Well, wait, what
exactly.
About,
that came out last year, March.
Yeah, but what about the other Jordan Peele movie? Wasn't that the same thing? What was it called? Get Out.
Even though Get Out
they're like separate movies.
They're separate.
Like, wasn't it also like an original movie that did very well?
Yeah, but for Get Out, like even though it did like I think when Get Out came out, I think it had some competition when it came out in the theaters, but for us, it was the only original movie that didn't have no competition with other films, and then that one got #1 box office success. Even though Get Out had some Oscar nominations at the time, but like when it comes to like movies and like in their releases, like you're gonna have some competition like in the box office, like which one's gonna be #1, despite how much money it's gonna make or what criticized and like stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we need more people like that making new stuff, innovating. Like, let's not just let's make Danny Phantom live action, like stuff like that. It's like, come on, like new ideas, please. Like, you can even take stuff that happens in your own life and just make a movie. So
I hate that I have to ask this. Is there going to be a live action? Is there going to be a live action Danny Phantom?
Maybe somebody's just sitting in their chair like.
Maybe here in this podcast is going to be like, oh my god, I'm gonna do
live action. And next thing you know, I wouldn't be surprised if Fairly Odd Parents live action.
That already exists. There's 3 live action Timmy Turner movies.
You're joking, right?
They're real. Look them up. I've seen them. They're not good.
No.
Oh my god.
They're non-canonical, I think, technically.
SpongeBob live action. Let's go.
That also happens.
Alright, we already know that happened. Like, come on. They come out of the water for the first time. It's for the first time.
I'm done.
Like, oh my god.
Somewhere Butch Hartman is listening to this podcast right now. His headphones like, why didn't I think of that? I need to reboot Danny Phantom.
What is that one show? I'm trying to think.
I like this new Bob Sponge movie.
Bub Sponge.
What?
It's not like that.
What? Are you trying to say SpongeBob?
It's SpongeBob.
Yeah.
In Spanish, it's the other way.
Bub
Yeah.
Sponge. I'm like, wait.
Wait, I gotta say that when I'm around certain people.
It's a SpongeBob movie.
Yeah.
It's like it's not like the regular animation. It's like 3D. Oh my god, it's so bad.
I feel like once the original what is this? Voice actor for SpongeBob died, you could literally see. Yeah, he died.
No.
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did.
Tom Kenny is alive.
Yeah, he did.
Tom Kenny's alive. I
don't know.
know Tom Kenny. He like
The very original first one.
Was Tom Kenny not the original? I'm pretty sure I would know. If Tom
Okay,
Kenny's
let's look it
dead,
up right now.
I'm finding out about it.
Hold up.
He's like
SpongeBob has been out for a very long time.
Yeah, way time. Just like we just talked about it.
Look it up. Look it up.
No, he's still alive.
Yeah, Tom Kenny's alive.
Yeah. Yeah.
I saw his band play recently, in this farmer's market in Los Angeles. He has a band.
I don't know. In Spanish, it's, I think another person. So
Yeah, I bet it is. Like, you guys scared me.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
I'm like,
well,
what are you thinking of?
okay, it's somebody in SpongeBob that died. That was the original.
Oh, you mean the original creator of SpongeBob?
Oh, you mean
the
the creator, right?
I don't know if it's the creator. Either way, somebody died in SpongeBob.
That was like last year, right?
It was like a while ago. Let's look it up.
Okay.
But yeah, other than that,
on the new movie. Look.
Bro, this is exactly look. Hold on.
yeah, we'll look up.
Let's look up this slow internet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to load that list of female directors for so long. I've given up.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, let's look it up. But other than that,
the SpongeBob voice actor did.
Yeah. Let's see if we can.
Because I read that like a couple years ago. Maybe it was, I don't know. I was wrong. But either way, at some point, SpongeBob changed. If you watch the very beginning when it first came out, and now it's very different.
Oh yeah, definitely. I feel like when SpongeBob first came out, it was
It was good.
Yeah, it was it was a really original show, and it had this tone to it that was it was both modern and kind of reminiscent of those old Looney Tunes cartoons, and it was edgy in a good way, in a way that appealed to a wide range of people, and over time it's just gotten done to death and watered down.
Yeah, this is
no
one.
pun intended. Watered down.
Yeah, this is one of the new the SpongeBob coming out in 2020. That's the Sponge on the Run. But I did saw the trailer because I'm interested to see Keanu Reeves in this one. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because I saw
he died.
Who died?
The creator, right?
His name is Steven Hillenburg.
Yeah, he was the creator of SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he died. Yeah, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, not the voice. That's Okay, so he died, and since then it's been drastically different. The show has been drastically different. They changed it.
Yeah, I'm looking right now. It took me a long time to load this, but I'm now looking at the original College Humor video, Dora the Explorer movie trailer. It came out 7 years ago and has 41 million views. So
Wow.
I know we've moved on in topics, but I'm still mad about it.
Oh my God. We gonna have to check that out later.
Okay, do you guys know the show Her?
Show or movie?
Show.
It's a show.
No.
I think that's on Netflix.
It is on Netflix.
I have seen the movie, Her.
No, it's a show.
Yeah, that was the actual movie where Scarlett Johansson with Siri on the phone.
Yeah, I remember that movie.
Mhm. That was so funny, especially that one scene with the little kid.
My bad. It's not her. It's you.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
That's crazy.
Different pronoun.
Yeah, and they're working on season 2 right now, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I saw like I didn't see the whole full episode, but I'm trying to figure out where they're taking it.
Season 2 is out, yeah.
Yeah, it's already out.
Off mic. What time should we say we'd meet Candace?
5:30.
It's 5.
All right, so
We got some time.
yeah, but yeah. Other than that, thanks for you guys to be on the show. These are the topics that we discussed. So, based on the topics we talked, what are your thoughts about it? So, comment down below and what's your opinion. Don't forget to like this video, to subscribe for new episodes uploaded, other videos. Or don't forget to subscribe to our guests Instagram so you can follow them. But other Facebook everything. But other than that, thank you, Suzanne, Maggie, and Chanel to be on the show. Yeah, but
You're welcome.
all right. Other than that, this is Trico, and I'm signing off. Peace.
Peace.